Now we're going to talk about some different resources you can show your volunteers if they're interested in doing some environmental activities at their site. So if a Peace Corps volunteer comes to you and says, "Hey, I really want to do an environmental activity at my site, but I'm not really sure where to get started or even what I want to do." It might be tempting for them to go to Google, like I've done here, and just search for environmental activities to get some ideas. But as you can see from this search, there are a lot of different results from a huge variety of resources. In fact, at the top here, there's about 515 million results. That's a lot of different things to go through and try to decide if they're going to work for a Peace Corps volunteer site or not. Some of these resources might cost money, or they might not be adaptable for Peace Corps countries in order to create sustainable projects. So, how are we supposed to decide which resources are going to work for you and your volunteers? Well, thankfully, the Peace Corps has developed a website called Peace Corps Live, which you can see right here. And this is basically a resource library for volunteers. It has about 1,300 downloads and links from 1,000 staff and volunteers. All of the resources on this site were designed with Peace Corps volunteers in mind, so this is a great place for Peace Corps volunteers to look if they're trying to get ideas for different projects. But how do we search this site to find what we're looking for? Well, if we're wanting to search Peace Corps Live, you just go up here to the Library tab at the top and click on that. And then you can come down here and see that there is quite a large search menu. You can search the Peace Corps Live resources by keyword. You can filter your results by the date they were published. You can even filter the results that you're receiving by the rating that resource received on a scale from 1 to 5 stars. You can also search by the category of the resource, the format, the authoring organization or which country wrote that resource, the language the resource is in, the sector of the resource, the type of resource, and you can even order the results that you receive on your search by relevance or by title in alphabetical or reverse alphabetical order. So as you can see, there are a lot of different ways to search the Peace Corps Live resource collection. But it's really important to let your volunteers know that you only really need to use one or two of these search filters to create a successful search in Peace Corps Live. So today, we're looking for environmental resources. So let's go to this category tab here, and there is a category for environment. So this search is going to give us all of the resources in Peace Corps Live that were published under the category of environment. And this is a great way for volunteers who are still looking for ideas to browse through projects that other Peace Corps volunteers have done in different countries and see what kind of ideas they think might work in their Peace Corps country. So we still have a lot of results here. We have about 9 pages, but that's certainly a lot easier to go through than the 500 million results that Google gave us. But what if you have a volunteer who actually does know what they want to do at their site? So let's examine how we would search for that. So if you go back to the Library tab, we're going to bring ourselves back to this search menu. And as I said before, you only need to use one or two of these search filters, but you can use more than that if you know exactly what you're looking for. But right now, for this next search, I think we're going to use about 2 of the filters to narrow down our results. So let's say you have a Peace Corps volunteer who says that they want to do an environmental activity, and what they want to do is have an environment club at their school. So they're going to teach different lessons about the environment to try and educate their students more about how to take care of their world. So let's go back to this category tab and select environment, so that way all of our results will have to do with the environment. But this time we're also going to add in a keyword, and that keyword is going to be education. So now this search is going to take those 9 pages of results, but only give us the resources that also have the word education. So when we do this search, you can see that we do have less results, but all of these results have to do with environmental education. And I do want to point out a particularly helpful resource I found, which is this book here. It's called Environmental Education in Schools, Creating a Program That Works. And this is a downloadable ebook that your volunteers could download and keep on their computer or their e-reader. And it is over 500 pages long, which might seem a little bit overwhelming, but over half of this book is just filled with ideas and different activities that they can do in the classroom. So that's just one way that you can search Peace Corps Live to find environmental education resources. But now I'm going to show you another resources that you can use to find different environmental activities.